Hey everybody, how's it going? Got a cool video for you today talking about building walls. So as you expect, wall building is in the scene editing section. And what you've got is at the top, you've got a bunch of textures available for you to use up there. And then down below, you've got different room shapes to take. So I'm going to start with interactive. And so interactive means you're just basically freehand drawing it. So if I click on a texture and I click on the map, you can see you get a green arrow a green circle, that's your starting point. And then you can just click around the map and start drawing your wall. Now, if you want the wall to be a little more precise, you can hold down the shift key, and then when you do your next click, it's going to try and click either the intersecting point or the middle of the square, whichever, if it can find it being close. So I can click there. You see I actually clicked a little bit off of the grid point, but it went ahead and centered on it. So that's how you can be a little more precise in your wall building. To stop building the wall, just hit escape. To edit the wall that you built, you can just click on it, and you see when you click on it, all of the connection points, these little black dots that we call posts, are all selected. So you can always grab a post by clicking on it, and then you can move it around to change how your wall looks. You can also say I want to make this section right here larger. I can just slide this connection point along that wall. So a lot you can do with playing with the connection points. Other things you can do over here, you've got what we call a gap section, a delete section, and a delete wall. So starting with gap section, if you do a gap section, what it's going to do is it's going to do exactly what you expect. It's deleting the wall that you're on, and hit escape and then click back on the wall again. But this is all still considered one entire wall. So if I come in here and I say I want this texture for the wall, and I want to make it 15 feet high, it's applying all those changes to both portions of the wall. So that's as opposed to clicking on this section right here and doing delete section. If you do delete section, what it's doing is it's breaking that wall into two parts. So you can see this part over here is no longer selected. This is now a completely different wall from the one over here. So if I click on this wall and I make a change to it, you can see it's only affecting this wall, not the other sections over there. So to delete a wall, just click delete wall. That's going to get all the sections for it. I'm going to go ahead and delete both of these out. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of working with walls, talking about posts and moving them around and deleting walls and sections and putting gaps in there. So now let's talk about the other shape options. So we've got square / rectangle, and so you can set your default size for your room that you're putting down. And then all you do is just select the texture that you want for it, and I'll choose this one, and then click on the map. When you do that, you can see you've got some arrows down here. You can move it around, reposition it to where you want it, and then once you're happy with it, just click the Enter key on your keyboard, and it will put the wall down, or the wall structure, I should say. And then to work with it, just click on it to make sure you've got the posts showing there. And of course, you can go ahead and change this information as you want to for it. So what you've got here is a number of things. First, let me talk about posts real quick. So a post is, again, these are these little connection points that we've got here. Whenever you add something to a wall, it's going to be putting it in the center of that section. So say you want to put a doorway in this wall, but you don't want it to be in the center. You want it to be off to the side. What you can do is do insert post. Now, initially, the new post is not going to show until you click on the wall. That's a bug we'll be fixing. But if you click back on the wall, you can see there's now a post. So this section has been split into two different sections. So now I can just click on it and go to choose an aperture, and you can choose either door or window. And I'll choose door 05. And then I'll just do set door 05. And there you go. All right, so it's adding a door. I'll go to this section over here. and do same thing. So if I put a window down, windows have heights to kind of let you center it or not center it on the wall as you want to. Let's go put that in there. And there you go. So now I can look around and people can look inside the building. And so you can go ahead and, like I said, add posts and create other spaces for windows and doors as you want to. You can also grab a post and resize it. And again, the windows and doors are going to be centered in whatever section that they're in. So that's one thing that you can do with that. Also just to mention, if you're working with doors, the defaulting a door to open is currently not working right now. They all come up as closed, but obviously that's a minor bug that will get fixed. Okay, so other things that you can do. So I've got this structure selected. If I hit C, I can then make a copy of it. So there you go. If I click on it and I hit M, that's going to put me in edit mode, and you can see a little pop-up up here. You can use the shift to rotate it and the alt to scale it. So let me just go ahead and click the shift key, and you can see, grab the circle just like you're working with a model and rotate it, and then hit enter to say you're done. And there you go. And I'll do that again, except for this time I will use alt to resize it. And you can see where it's going to resize to there, and hit enter, and there you go. And by the way, this is when I rotated it, the wall and the door went to this side due the way I did, due to the rotation that I chose. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of working with those. And I'm going to go ahead and just do delete wall on both of these and get them out of the way. And so now let me show you how the circle looks. Pretty simple. You just do exactly what we did before. I'll make this a stone structure, and I'll put it down. And a couple of things I want to show on this one. First, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to do add floor, and I'll put a wooden floor down there. And then I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm going to pause the video while I do this. I'm going to go grab a stair, and I'll bring it back here, and I'll show you why I did that in a second. Okay, I'm back, and I've thrown a stair down there. And so the reason I did that is just to show you kind of a cool feature. So I've got my circular structure selected, and now I'm going to go and throw a floor on there. And kind of a stone floor up there. Okay, so you can see right now it's a solid roof with the stairs kind of sticking up. If I refresh the page, okay, so now I've got the page refreshed, and you can see what the way SceneGrinder works is if we've got a building with a roof on it and you put a stair there, then SceneGrinder is going to realize that is that you want people to be able to go up and down through it, so it's going to cut a hole in that roof section so characters can move up and down between structures. So that's a cool way to let you build multi-story structures. And just to give you a couple of things to think about with what you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and select this structure again, and then I'm going to hit C, which is going to put me in that copy mode that I had mentioned. And then I'm just going to move it up and hit enter. And you can see now I've got two structures stacked on top of each other. Now, for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my wall height down to 3. And I'm also going to take the roof off. And so what I'm doing here is kind of building a little bit of a tower. And so I'm going to take this other section again. I'm going to put it in copy mode again and bump it. Oops. Bump it back up again and hit enter. And so now what I've got is I've got 3 sections stacked here. Now for this very top section, I'm going to remove the floor, and there we go. And then just kind of playing around with stuff a little bit. If you want to make a turreted tower for your players to have there, you can just do gap sections. Oops. and gap sections. And maybe I want to make this section a little bit higher overall, make it 4 feet tall. Anyway, so you can see you could go around and do that. Just all kinds of options that you can do with this wall building. And I hope you have enjoyed the video, and that's it for now. Thanks, everybody.